Hello, welcome to MGP419. I'm Kevin. With me as ever, there's Sheepdog, Anna and Pab. Say hello, boys and girls.
Hello.
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 Hello. Hey, Pab.
Yes.
I was watching you this week.
Oh, God. That's the word. you know what's annoying, right? I've not talked this, I've not brought... Well, yes, but I've not brought this up with you before, I don't think. Why have you been telling people that I'm a dentist?
Have I?
Yeah. Somebody came into my stream the other week and said they were talking about what I was doing at work, and then they went, I thought you were a dentist. I was like, no. I was like, who's told you that? And they went, Kevin. I was like, okay. Well,
I say a lot of things, Pab, and I don't specifically remember saying you're a dentist.
Yeah.
But as Sheepdog knows and Anna knows, there's the 80-20 rule, and it happens randomly in my mind. I don't know which 20% of what I say is nonsense. It just sort of comes out naturally. The average maintains itself.
I was caught off guard by someone saying Pab the dentist, and I was like, "Oh yeah." And then I think you happened to be there, Pab, and you were like, "Did you know about this lie?" And I was like, "Lie, yes, of course, lie." I was just so like, I don't know what this is. I'm not going to contradict any of it. I know you're not a dentist, but I'm not contradicting.
I mean,
this.
if you're not a dentist, what were you doing rooting around in my mouth that time we shared a hotel room together? Yeah, exactly. More importantly, though, I was watching you this week, Pab. I went back and had a little watch of some old vlogs, as I do from time to time.
That makes sense.
As I remember that I can't leave the house, and I watch vlogs to remember what it was like leaving the house. And I happened upon a vlog when we went to the football museum in Manchester, and we had a jolly good time fondling the Premier League trophy. Do you remember when we fondled the trophy?
Yeah. I remember buying a year pass for that place, thinking, I'll get used to this.
Yeah, that was, 3 weeks before the pandemic started?
Were you thinking, I'm going to fondle that trophy so much this year? This is Pab's year.
Yeah, I mean, I know I think I've still got my ticket somewhere, because it was one of those, if you can come back for free within a year or something.
Yeah.
So I was all up for that, and then everything went wrong. No more football museum for Kev. Very, very disappointing.
I had the opposite kind of luck just before the pandemic happened. I bought a shirt that didn't fit, and when I returned it, I'd forgotten to bring the tie with it. And the woman said, well, you can bring it back tomorrow. I'll give you the refund, but you bring it back. And I was like, yeah, I'll bring it back tomorrow. And then Boris locked the country, and I've got that tie in my cupboard thinking the right thing to do would be to turn up a year later and go, I've still got it, here it is, I've not worn it. But it's too late now, isn't it? A year on. To be
You're nearly 40 years old. You shouldn't still be buying ties that come with shirts.
I didn't know it
That's
did.
what teenagers do.
I didn't know it did. I just bought a shirt, and then it came with a tie. I don't know if it was a tie in the... I can't think if it was in the packet or just with it. I don't know if it's just a deal. I don't know. They wanted the tie back when I got the refund, and I was like, I haven't got it. I didn't know there was a tie in it, and then when I got home, it was just on the floor where I'd obviously torn it open and it had fallen out, I guess. It must have been with it. But, yeah, when you're as big as I am, Kev, you buy the shirts you can get, if I'm honest. And this one came with a tie. But
you shouldn't be buying any shirts from shops. You should be buying them from Giacomo, the fat man's retailer, and then you can get nice quality apparel. I haven't bought clothes from a regular shop in about 10 years.
Lies.
What regular shop have I bought clothes from?
Primark.
They're pyjamas, they're not clothes.
You've bought shirts from there, don't lie.
Oh, my sexy shirts. Yeah. But I wear them open. I can't do them up. I wear them open with a t-shirt underneath. If I had to do them up, then I'd get arrested for indecent exposure. Even though it would be okay to be shirtless.
Yeah, I'm not going to wear open shirts to work. I think they'd just be like, what are you doing? Although I'm hoping I'm not going to have to wear anything to work. They said then I'm not going naked. They're asking us what we want to do, and I'm just firmly in there. I want to just stay here and come in as little as possible is what I'm trying to say. I've got to work this out before I say little and often.
You have. I've been rereading the 4-Hour Work Week. There's a whole chapter in there about convincing your employer to let you work from home. You need to refresh yourself on that and remind them of how successful you've been over the last year and how you definitely shouldn't go into work. And then, from what I can tell from reading that book, within 3 months you'll be in Rio de Janeiro doing tango lessons and pretending to work from there.
Yeah,
it basically follows on automatically.
if I remember that rightly, I mean, first off, I've already got it in my head what I want to say, but I need to take out all the swearing. I had just woke up one day and thought, I'm not going back to the office to spend effing, and I just decided that I needed to rewrite that. But I think he then uses the time he saves on his commute to make sports bars, and then sells them. And only sells them to the 20% of his customers that pay a lot or something like that, and he ignores the 80%.
Exactly.
And then he lives on a beach while he gets someone else to do all his work, and he pays them half the money. So, anyone want to do my job for 10% of the money? Yeah, there you go. I'm sorted.
I'll do it. It seems easy enough.
It's it involves skills very weird skills that I seem to have built over the very weird time we've had doing lots of online stuff, writing books and things like that. I feel like all the skills, it's almost like a Slumdog Millionaire type thing. I wouldn't be able to do my job if for the fact we travelled around the country looking at Spice Girl museums and dead mummies and stuff like that for the entirety of
We
uni.
only saw one Spice Girl museum and one mummy, and I'm fairly confident they were in the same morning.
They're in the same building. But you know what I mean. If we hadn't got to all those breweries and ate all that cheese, then I wouldn't be the man I am today.
Yeah, that's what my doctor tells me as well.
Yeah, but no, yeah, I will read. I did start reading that recently. Actually, I read the new version. I read the start of the new version where he talked about why it was different. I didn't read much further. I had comics to read.
Yeah, I've been reading the new version. You get through that intro and you find out that the new version is from 2009. The original was 2007. So all of the links to everything that you get at the end of the chapters, it's like this revolutionary new site called Dropbox. And it's like, oh, wow, Dropbox. Good suggestion, Tim. I'll check this Dropbox out and see if that might help me out with my remote working.
We need to nudge him and say, like, can you update it again for the modern person, please?
Yeah, exactly. No mention of Zoom. It's all about this exciting new thing called Skype that also has MSN built into it.
People don't really use Zoom
Super
now. They use
handy.
Teams. It's taken over the world, isn't it?
I don't know, Sheepdog.
Yeah,
I am
Teams.
I have no reason to use these things.
Well, when your new employees working all buzzing around, you'll get Teams up and you'll be able to...
We'll just use Discord. Discord is the way forward. I don't know why everyone's not just using Discord. It's free and better than all the other things.
So is Teams. It's free and it's geared around business and projects and...
Sounds horrible.
Oh yeah, but when you're doing a million different sponsored vlogs, you could have your different teams for different sponsors and... Oh, I've got to do the Primark video. I'll put everything for the content for that in there and... Yeah.
I could handle a Primark video. If Primark want to reach out to me for a sexy shirt video, I'm on board with that. I'm going to be clean shaven after this week's Manscaped video that I'm doing.
No.
So, it's the ideal time for me to do an advert for pants and sexy shirts.
You get rid of your beard.
No, he's not.
No, you're not familiar with Manscaped, Sheepdog. This isn't an ad. Yeah, it will be on the vlog. This is where you shave the below the shoulders regions.
Oh, right. Yeah, I mean, I think when I'm,
I'm going to shave my balls, Sheepdog.
Yeah,
Stop shouting, Kevin.
that was a bit loud. I'm wearing headphones. I'm sure my family have just heard about your balls.
I need people to know about my balls. I'm finally getting paid to talk about my balls. I am excited by it.
Why isn't there a man equivalent of Veet or whatever it's called, where you just scrape the shaving foam off?
Scrape.
I
don't want to talk about the competitors of my beloved sponsors.
I just plan to get in a bath of that and just make sure that my beard stays away from it. I'll have my head shaved and everything, and then I'll just sit in a bath of Veet until all the rest of the hair's gone. That's my plan.
But if you didn't have hairy shoulders, we wouldn't recognise you.
I do think it'd be a quick way to lose a stone, if I'm honest, to shave all the hair off. I'd just be like going to my doctor going, yeah, see, I've been working really hard to lose weight. And they'd just be like, well, you're so aerodynamic.
I should have weighed myself earlier because I cut my fingernails shorter than usual because I was doing a sticker opening video. That would have been the ideal time to weigh myself. Much less fingernail. I bet they're heavy. They're hard. Hard things are always heavy.
Why would you take your fingernails off when you're doing sticker opening? Don't you need them for that?
Because I want to look pretty. I didn't want to have loads of long fingernails with loads of dirt under them. I put moisturiser on my knuckles and everything.
Don't you clean your nails, though, when they're longer?
What with?
Oh, I have like
brush.
a nail kit that I clean and groom my nails with.
You're such a weirdo. You don't moisturise, but you have a nail grooming kit.
I have a nail grooming kit. I have a beard grooming kit that I haven't used in a while. To be honest, I've not left the house in a year. But I don't need to moisturise. I don't really.
You will.
Maybe I will when I'm bald. I'll have to, when I.
Exactly. Polish your head.
Exactly. That's going to be awesome. I'm going to put it in a bull shine at a bowling alley. Saw it in The Simpsons once. Thought it's got to be done, isn't it? That's probably how I'm going to die. That's just going to snap my head clean off, innit? 1 week in, just head snapped off, blood everywhere.
Oh, you shouldn't
So-
laugh.
Video games.
Yes.
I've been playing video games this week. Only one outside of Football Manager. But I have got back into Stardew Valley, and it's all Pab's fault because he mentioned it the other week. I don't even know if you mentioned it because you were playing it. It just came up at some point, and it's been bobbing around in my head. And because, as mentioned last week, I have been poorly sick, and finally found
Keep
my
saying
Switch and
that.
charged
I
it
don't
up.
think he has been.
Look, I've not streamed for 2 weeks, Anna, because I can't be fully confident I can sit in this chair for 3 hours without pooing myself. So until I know I can go
Well,
3 hours without needing a poo, I can't stream. It's not pretty. You were
TBP
moaning
was
at
quite a good
you were
acronym.
moaning at me before the podcast about how the house stinks of poo.
Kevin.
What is your
Smells.
TBP at the moment?
It's about 90 minutes on average.
Wow, so it's a short podcast. Well, it's a normal podcast tonight, I suppose, but you'll be all right.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, last week's podcast, I had to go for a poo part way through, as you're well aware. But this week, I'm pretty sure I can get through the podcast properly without needing to do poopsies.
Your normal
So-
TBP's like, what, 8 hours?
4 or 5.
4 or 5,
I'm not,
yeah, okay.
I'm not a
I don't know how
madman.
you have so many poos in a day.
Because I eat
Dank.
every 4 or 5 hours and then immediately poo the food out. I only have a 3-inch colon.
That is a fact. I've heard Pab tell me that before. Still
So, yeah,
twice as much as Pab needs.
So, Stardew Valley is still fun. It was fun before. It's fun now. I have noticed it's had all of the... I don't know if it's all of the updates, but it's certainly been updated on Switch compared to when I played it last time, because when I was playing it before, it was very much the base version off of Steam, and it didn't have the different starting islands and stuff that you can be on. So you can now be on a
Starting
beach
islands.
Yeah, so you can now do it on a beachy one or a snowy one, or there's one that's got loads of monsters. So it's got different little starting areas, and it's got the multiplayer edition that was added on Steam probably about 2 years ago now. That's all on the Switch one as well. I've not played any multiplayer yet, but it's got all of the updates and
got
stuff on there.
multiplayer?
And yeah, you can do multiplayer Stardew Valley now. And it's just fun. I know sort of this time last year, I was super duper into Animal Crossing, and it's a similar sort of vibe to that. I just sit there just doing stuff that I could just do in real life if I could be bothered, and everything would be great. I'm there cutting the grass and watering the plants and walking into town and making an effort to say hello to everybody so I can build up my friendships, and, you know, going down the shops and comparing prices of different seeds so that I can take them back to my farm and grow them. And
This is like the anti-you. You don't look at the price of anything. You just buy it. You're rude to everyone to almost
I
create
know.
warped friendships where some people tolerate you enough to do podcasts with you, and you don't walk anywhere or mow lawns.
Oh, hang on, I walked to Marks and Spencer's earlier because me and Anna wanted prawn sandwiches.
Okay, but yeah, I bet you didn't say hello to anyone there. I bet you went, get lost, don't look at me, shut up, and they somehow liked you anyway.
Yeah, that's pretty much what
What a
happened.
charming man.
Yeah, isn't that how life works? I don't understand. But yeah, I guess that's what it is. I get to go and live in this world where I'm a pleasant, hard-working, contributing member of society. It's such a break from reality that I enjoy it as a little way to help me recuperate from my poorliness. And
It'd make me feel
yeah,
sinister if I was too nice.
oh, it's excellent. I deliberately make an effort, and now I've been there like 4 or 5 days. Everyone's happy with me just walking into their house and walking into their bedroom and saying hello. It's brilliant. I'm learning how to do relationships. Now I know if I say hello to my neighbours 3 days in a row, by Thursday, I can just let myself into their front door, wander up to the bathroom, wander in, say, "You all right? Having a shower? Are you having a nice shower?" And then just wander off again. And it's all fine because Stardew Valley's taught me that. And also, I can nick their plant pots on the way out.
I think that kind of makes sense because when we first met, I did come round your house, let myself in, and wee in your pantry.
You weirdo.
We established that never happened. We never found your juices
Well, it
when we
would
were cleaning
have
out
dried
the
up
house.
by then, you know.
Not in that pantry. all the spilt yogurts and stuff was still in there.
What's
so
it,
I don't
yogurt,
think.
Kev?
I don't know. Does we turn into yogurt after 10 years? Has anyone ever done this experiment?
Don't
I
talk about
need you
that.
to
It's
wee on a piece of
disgusting.
carpet, and then I'm going to leave it in a dark,
Nice.
damp place for 10 years and see if yogurt comes out. Maybe that's how yogurt is made.
Maybe. It wasn't quite what I was getting at, but okay, Kev.
Disgusting monster.
What?
So yeah, Stardew Valley. It's splendid.
Very good. I have spent the week... is that all your games, Kevin? Sorry.
That's plenty of games. I think you're fine.
No,
That's more than
I
enough
didn't
games.
mean it like that. I just meant
That's
last
an
week.
acceptable amount.
Last
That's more
week-
than I've had in like 90% of these podcasts.
No, last week you took a breath and I went off on one and talked about games and then you pointed out that you weren't finished. So I thought this week I'd do you the courtesy of giving you a chance to carry on. But I can't win, evidently. So
You're an idiot.
I have spent the past week hammering XCOM Enemy Unknown. And
I love it. I love XCOM.
I'm loving it. I'm absolutely hooked. I mean, I already knew I loved this, but I never had a device to play it on properly, and I'm not often allowed. I can't
Still
really
don't.
play stuff like this in the living room because the kids get scared of it and that kind of thing. So, the moment I realised, I don't know if I talked about this on the
Was
the
it on
podcast.
Switch?
Yeah. So basically, what happened was I completed FTL, as we all know, and then I was like, "What the hell am I going to do now?" And then I think I have talked about this. I suddenly realised that my daughter's laptop isn't that old. Can play a lot of games that I've got on Steam, and I'll have a look through it. So I had a quick look at. I mean, I knew it'd play XCOM, but I had a quick look at the specs as well, and it can play it on the highest setting, of course, because it's pretty old. So I put it on Twitch, and what I've been doing is just playing through it. I've been naming. So anyone who's subbed to me, I've named the characters after them. I've given them the MGP bright pink armor. I've got like Lee McElwain's just this hotshot sniper in my team. Just got other different people here and there. I am noticing a few patterns of like Sob off Twitter sub to me, and so I named a character after him. He literally started a battle, moved forward, missed his shot, got killed with the next shot, and I had to rename another person after him. But yeah, it's been such a great, fun game. I don't know how far I am through it actually. I've just done the what's it called? The you have to skeleton key mission where you go into the alien base. I feel like it took me a while to get to that, and so I've been kind of googling around with it because I'm not 100% sure. Like in XCOM 2, you can kind of fail that game quite early on by not doing things at the right time. I don't know whether XCOM Enemy I can't even say it, Enemy Unknown has that kind of barrier, but I did get a message from Sob saying, "I'm not sure you'll be able to beat this game the way things are going for you." And I was like, well, hang on. Like, I have lost 3 countries from the programme because they got too panicked. And I'm a bit gutted that I didn't realise if I'd done the skeleton key mission earlier, I would have removed the panic from the entire world a little bit. So I could have salvaged 2 of them if I'd done that mission earlier. I've been hammering the satellites to try and keep everybody else happy. I've got Titan armor. I think I'm researching the one that can make them invisible or flying. I think both of them are options to research now. So I think I'm relatively far through because I'm pretty sure they're the highest levels of armor. Yeah, it's just I'm loving it. It's great fun. I'm a bit rubbish at it. I've got it on easy mode, obviously. I think people are learning on stream that I am pretty bad at games. I have learned not to just send. I was sending people as far as they could physically walk at first, and then obviously they were just getting gunned down. Since I've stopped doing that, my team's survived a bit longer. But we did establish earlier in the week that I'm a bit of a save scummer on this. I won't be when I'm playing. Like if I was to play something like Pokemon on a Nuzlocke, or if I ever played Football Manager on a stream, which I probably won't, I wouldn't reboot if I lost or if it went badly. But in this, it was kind of like, well, if I tried not rebooting, and I ended up with just such a bad team that I thought, God, this is going to be so hard and so frustrating to watch. So I just rolled it back a bit. I kept finding that when I'd go into a battle and Lee McElwain would get killed immediately, I was like, I'm not having this. He's like such a good sniper. I'm not losing him. So I'd be like rebooting it. And then, as I say, Sob would get killed. I'd be like, oh, well, it sucks to be him. Let's move on. I'll rename somebody else.
Wow.
Anyone who's not got a name is now called like Alan Fodder, Barry Fodder, Clive Fodder, the Fodder family, basically. They get sent in when Lee's gravely wounded and he's out for 2 weeks or whatever. I just sent the Fodder family in. But yeah, it's been really good fun. We're having a great time. We're creating our own version of the story. It's basically a lot of our listeners and the Fodder family trying to save the world from aliens. And it's a cracking game. But I do need to know, is there a point where if I'm not prepared enough, or let's say that I've got my core... I mean, I've probably got, including the good Fodders, I've probably got like 10 decent people. I can only do a team of 6 because I've unlocked the big 6 team option. So I kind of thought, well, as long as I've got 6, whatever the top one is, colonels, or 6 majors or whatever it is, as long as I've got 6 majors with a decent gun and, you know, whatever the next armour is above Titan, like the invisibility armour, then surely they can take on anything. So if I have to save scum my way through it, and manage to survive with like one person at the end of the final boss, it should still be achievable, shouldn't it? Or is there, without spoiling anything, is there a point where I kind of need to have 10 countries on my side and I'm already, you know, on 11 or whatever? Does anyone know?
Which one are you playing, 1 or 2?
1.
Oh, 1. I haven't played 1 for a while, so I wouldn't know.
But do you remember? Did you complete it?
No, because it got too hard.
Okay, right. So as I say, I googled because I was worried about this. I googled whether there was anything that you kind of could mess up, because I know in 2 there's like this thing moving around the world, and if you don't take that out,
I hate that. Yeah, I can't.
Yeah, I read something about
one.
needing to eliminate that ASAP, and if you leave it too long, that's it. It's just too hard.
Yeah.
And you can't do it, or it's impossible. But I was reading that somebody who admittedly worked on the game did a video series of him playing it on Iron Man mode, on impossible mode, and he managed to complete the game. And he wrote like a strategy on how to do it and all of this. And his strategy on how to do it didn't mention like make sure you have make sure you have 20 satellites. It was like you need them to do it on impossible mode, but he was like, if you're playing it on normal, you can afford to lose a few. Excuse me. But you need to have. I think they were kind of suggesting it'd be really useful to have a full continent on your side at least. You could lose 2 of the continents, but you got to keep one of them. I don't know though whether. I mean, I don't know whether I can do that or whether that's what they're getting at. But someone's just said to me, I'm not sure you can complete this. I don't know why. They're offering to send me a save from their game so that if it is going wrong, I can kind of pick up halfway through without being too far behind. I kind of think if I was that far off, I'd probably just start it again myself and play it offline, and then say to like my followers, right, I've fixed it. I'm at a point. You know, say like to use Football Manager as an analogy, if I got like 38 games through a season and it corrupted. There's already 38 games. If I was 36 games through a season and it corrupted, I wouldn't expect people to sit there and watch me go for another 36 games. I'd play 36 games offline, and then I'd say, right, this is where we are. Let's play the final 2 and see how it ends. You know. It's probably not the best analogy because it's obviously quite a bit different in football, but yeah, me getting to the, I don't know, 2/3 of the way through, 3/4 of the way through, or whatever I am, wouldn't take me too long, I think. I'm better at it than I was at the start. Let's put it that way. I was absolutely all over the place at the beginning, but no, I'm loving it, and you know, I'm getting quite good groups in watching it with me and joining in, and as I say, we're starting to create our own kind of joking banter about it and lore, and it's become its own story, and that's exactly the kind of thing I was excited about doing. I feel like FTL had the potential to do that, but you have to keep restarting it every time, so it's become Kev, Anna and Pab, There was good jokes about like literally every game. Anna would die first.
No.
Kev would slowly. It was ridiculous. It was like not on purpose. Pab would survive literally everything to the bitter end, and Kev would kind of just die somewhere in the middle because once I'd realised he'd taken a slight hit, and I'd tell him to be, I don't know, healed, and then the next fight he'd just be annihilated. But it wasn't quite right, whereas XCOM's doing that, and I know that the Nuzlocke on Pokemon will do that because that's perfectly built for having your own story and naming things and taking ownership of them. And I'm loving it. It's exactly the kind of game that I'm into. So my PC's nowhere near here either. So I'm thinking I'm going to have to find more of these in the meantime. Part of me, I'm still stuck. I don't know if did I mention this last week that a lot of people on their forum are saying that. A lot more people this week have said they've upgraded to the 3070 and they've been given their build immediately. And I'm not convinced that they're legitimate. I think they're just other people in the queue with me trying to convince people like me to buy it and upgrade, and then they'll just laugh because they're back in the queue. Ha ha ha. But I don't know what to do. Part of me is like, well, it's installments over whatever time. It's not that much more a month. I could do it. But part of me is like, just wait it out 3 weeks, 4 weeks, whatever it is, and you'll be fine. And it's going to be which side of me loses, basically, the impatient side or the sensible side. And let's face it, the sensible side's not very big. So if I keep playing XCOM, that'll keep me going. I'm loving it at the moment. It's absolutely brilliant. Great game. If you've never played it, get it. 2 people have got it since I started playing it because they realised how awesome it was. Because on iPad as well, which I'm not playing it on iPad, I'm playing it on Steam. But it's on iPad. You could just sit and play it leisurely. And my friend Shelley said she's got it and she's restarted it like 6 times because she kept thinking, I've not set this up right, I've not done this right, I didn't understand that before. I will critique it that they probably needed to explain a few things better early on. There's a lot of reading massive walls of text that I never read because I was like, I thought me on a stream reading through this essay probably ain't going to go down very well, so I just hit continue and thought, I'll figure it out, and then we have slowly but surely. But it's a great game. I think if I completed it and then the PC came and I was playing Pokemon, I'd probably do XCOM 2 eventually, just because it's just right up there as that sort of game. I love it. It's brilliant. But yeah, that is me for the week pretty much. I don't think I played much else that I haven't already spoken about.
Splendid. Before you rascals jump in, I think Pab should stick an advert in. Pab, advert, quick! Excellent. Good advert, Pab. You're a superstar. Now, out of you two, who wants to go next?
I've not really played anything.
Liar, you're playing something right now.
I am now, but it's a very old game. Like, really old.
I just spoke about a game from 2013, didn't
I? I spoke about Stardew Valley. He's done XCOM. It doesn't matter how old it is.
I've reinstalled, what's it called? Hold on, let me get the correct name for it. It is called Middle-earth: Shadow of War.
Oh,
I don't know why. I just felt like it because...
Is that the second one or the first one?
Second one. I like the Nemesis system. I don't know why. I just do. But apparently on the 8th of May they're taking away the store. So you won't need gold to buy stuff, and then they're bringing like a whole new like update graphics a few days later. So I thought, why not give it a go? 8th of May is not that long away. I can't even remember. I think it was like, what was it, like chess? I believe you buyed. I don't know. You bought. I don't know. I can't remember. But
that's right.
Yeah, they're going. So I
remember being so excited about this when it came out, and I think we got a review, and then it was just like...
We got the second... No, we got the first one.
Maybe I bought the second one, and that's even worse. I own it somewhere, I'm sure I do. Unless it was on Game Pass, maybe. But I remember getting it and being like, yes, the first one was an incredible game, but this... I don't know, I just couldn't get into it. I played it like 45 minutes, but are you saying it's actually as good as the first, or...
I like it more than the first. I just think it has a bit more to it than just going around doing what you're doing. I think it just has a bit more in it, if you know what I mean. There's just a bit more to do. So I'm like literally an hour in, not playing long. I also installed Days Gone again. I just wanted to play it because I did like it. There is now an easy mode, and as long as I don't have to do a big like zombie horde because they frighten the life out of me, that's why I started, because I bought this on launch day and I was going along happily playing it for a few days, and then I saw a horde and I went no, and I turned it off. It scares the life out of me. I don't like it when it's a big, like they run after you. It's awful. But there is an easy mode, and as long as I don't have to deal with that, because I know you can like hide in bins or run away on your bike, as long as I don't have to deal with that, I'm fine, because it just frightens. I don't know, it's not real, but no. Then I also played today, but found it very frustrating and hard. Let me just go to my homepage. I played Oddworld Soulstorm.
Okay.
I've never played an Oddworld game in my life. I don't understand
Really?
it. Yeah, never played one, and it's okay. It's like puzzles,
Yeah.
and you have to use like different techniques. And the only thing is, like, you'll go through a puzzle, and you'll like, I don't know, take the wrong step at the last second, and you have to go all the way to the start, and
That's what put me off. I found them too hard and too unforgiving.
Yeah, I was just like, no, I can't. So I played the first 2 levels. So one, you're in like a cave with fire, and it teaches you how to use water bottles to put the fire out, and then you use brew bottles to make fire to take your enemies or walls down. That was fun. There's jumping, there's monkey bars, it is like side scrolling. It's like a 3D whole like world, but it's just like side scrolling. Because when I started it, I was like, right, well, I'll walk over there, and it's like, no, you can't walk over there. This is side scrolling. I was like, okay, fine. So I did that one, and then the next one was like in the outer valley, and you have to like the end of it, you had like this little level, looked like a bit like Donkey Kong level, you know, like back in the day with Mario and the barrels. So you have like different levels, and you have to, each one, like enemies will come out of them, and you have to take them out as a bunch of like your fellow odd people scramble up a wall, and you have to like save them without them being shot. I didn't know what was going on. I had 200 to start with. I had 56 when I finished. A lot of them died, and I was like, I don't know how else to help them like more. I don't get it. There's also like this special power you do with this ball of power, and you can take over the like enemies, and you can either put them to sleep, blow them up, or like walk into bombs, so they clear the bombs for you. There's a crafting system. Don't know how it works. Didn't get that far. So yeah, I don't get it. Like, is it a side scroller? Is it a side scroll puzzler? Is it? I don't get it. But and they need to be more saved. There needs to be a quick save. So like, say you do like 3/4 of a puzzle, you just quick save it. So if you die, you can just go back to that instead of going all the way back to the start, because you can go like a long way back, and it's just like you get really frustrated with it. But it's free on PlayStation Plus. So is Days Gone. Outriders finally started working.
Oh yeah.
But I haven't really touched that because it never worked, and I've been at work all week, so I just can't bother with that at the moment. I don't know. I got to like a big worm, and I killed the worm, but I don't know. It was like I wanted to go in, and I wanted to jump in random people's games, but every time I tried to get into a game, nothing would happen. They've completely shut that side of it down. And to get the better weapon, you need to get like leveled up. And I can't level up if I can't get into other people's games, and that's just annoying. So I've left that for the week, because apparently it's doing very well, but I can't play it. So yeah, but that's about it.
just googled Days Gone. I'd seen it mentioned earlier. I thought I when you said it was on PS Plus, I thought it might have been why. But they're saying that they were talking about doing a sequel to it, and it's been cancelled today, or announced cancelled.
Oh, no, really?
And I can't say the name of this game right, and I'm second guessing, but Uncharted has been cancelled as well, apparently.
Why has Uncharted been cancelled?
A remake of The Last of Us, which seems absurd, but that's what they're doing instead, apparently. I mean, I thought both of The Last of Us games were fantastic, and if they'd have said they were going to remake the second one, you'd be like, I don't agree that they need to, but I can understand a business thinking there's a market to remake it, a bit like the whole Snyder Cut thing. But for them to remake the first one, does that mean they're going to basically just try and remake it with a different ending and then remake a sequel to that, and then that's what they'll do? They'll try and make a third. It seems a bit of an odd... I don't know, I don't really understand companies sometimes. I guess it has been 8-9 years. If it takes them 4 years to make or whatever, it could be a good decade since it last came out. But I didn't expect to be seeing that in the news. They're remaking Last of Us already.
They're remaking the game for PS5, or they're remaking game as new story? I don't understand.
So it says that they're... I'm just summarising an article here, but it said they're assembling a new team. They passed on the idea of making a new Uncharted game, and then settled on the remake of 2013's The Last of Us.
Weird.
And it goes off to talk about how, they were supporting Last of Us 2, and now they're going to remake the first one. But that can't mean like remaster, surely, because they already did that when it moved to PS4. Are they just going to remaster it again, or are they talking about? It says remake, which just seems.
They're going to remake it.
That's
Weird.
what it says. It doesn't say remaster. You know, bringing it to like 4K can't be that much work, can it, or whatever? If you know what I mean?
Yeah, I thought they were going to do is just make it in the new, like The Last of Us 2 engine, or something like that.
They're talking about.
I actually don't know. I don't know what it is. Nothing's been confirmed, though, has it?
Yeah, well, IGN is saying the timing of the remake feels appropriate, given that HBO are reimagining the story, so they can remake it and reimagine it along with it. But it just seems odd. It doesn't seem like... I mean, 2013 is a long time ago, but not that long ago, for us at least, you know. I guess they don't really care. We'll probably buy it. A new load of people will pick it up. And you say you won't?
No. I've played it. I don't need to play that game again.
Well, if they reboot it with a new story, you might.
No.
Might call them Cole and Shelley.
They might do, but it's just... I just don't think... I've had my experience with that game. I enjoyed that game. I don't want it changing by playing a slightly tweaked version that it reminiscent of the show. If I'm going to watch the show, I'll just watch the show.
Then you never find out what happens to Raoul and Nelly.
Who?
I just changed the names again. Just trying to think of names that sound similar. You know, they could do anything. I mean, I don't know. It might turn out that they're planning on making another story in the same universe, mightn't it? They won't be the only two people that had a, journey and a chance to save everything or whatever. I mean, that would seem like a more sensible thing to do, wouldn't it? Last of Us 3.
It's not a remake, then, is it? Though,
Exactly. It's just a sequel or a step to the side, and just have a, and they've got a whole world of people they could tell about in that universe. It seems weird. They could tell a third story from someone else's perspective and have the other two games kind of weave through it somehow. A bit kind of like they did with Abby, I suppose. But you know what I mean. They don't have to just start it again and say, oh, yeah, he's got to travel across America with this girl again. What's he going to do? That seems weird.
If they've got to dramatically change things for me and it pretty much not be a remake.
Yeah, well, I think that's what they're suggesting. They would rewrite the story from that article. Again, I am paraphrasing. But it's similar with the show. Like you say, you're saying about watching the show. I was kind of like, well, do I need to watch the show if I know that he's just going to have the difficult choice at the end of season 1? Or are they going to drag it out to season 2 and then, it's just... seems weird.
I don't know enough about it, to be fair.
Yeah, it's too early. I literally read an announcement today. But anyway, they're not making a sequel to that, Anna. Over to you, Pab.
Paddy.
Yes, sorry. Yes, it's me, is it? Time for me. Okay,
Yes.
so I took your advice.
What?
I played that Dwarf Romantic game.
Hey.
Oh, I was like, the what one? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Did you enjoy it?
One that game is pretty damn good.
Yeah, it is.
It's strangely addictive,
Yeah.
and I wasn't 100% sure of it. I think I streamed it for about. I had my stream initially set for 3 hours, and I went an extra like 30 to 45 minutes over because my game hadn't ended when I had time to finish. Happened, and I was like, "Well, I'm just going to go until I've run out of tiles," and it lasted another half an hour. But I think it only clicked for me in that last game. I was like, I don't understand what these numbers do above tiles. I don't understand like what happens with these flags.
I think it's like if there's numbers, you can add to it. If there's a number with a minus next to it or a plus, it has to be them numbers exactly. I believe. Yeah. It's like
the sorry. The premise of the game is like you get given like a stack of like 50 tiles or something like that, and that seems like it'll last forever. It feels like it lasts forever early on, but it dwindles quickly if you go in and sticking tiles down wherever you like, sort of thing. And you kind of get given tiles that have numbers on them every now and again, such as like a forest tile, and it's like 750, and you're like, what does that mean? And you're like, okay, it needs another 750 trees to complete this kind of like forest sort of thing, isn't it? And you stick like other tree ones adjacent to that tile, and it kind of the number whittles down, and you can connect it to other existing forests, and that number then becomes like 150. And yeah, it took me a while to get to grips with what it wanted exactly from me. I tell you what, the tiles I hate, the ones with a track and a river in it. River and track tiles are horrible. nasty tiles. You're like, well, what? It just forces you. I try to keep them both separate. Never the two shall meet. A river on one side and a train track on the other, and then it forces you to have to bring them close to each other. It's like horrible. Ugh, horrible tiles. But yeah, it's an amazing game. It's one of the few games. Like, I finished streaming it. I went and had something to eat, and then I came back and sat at my computer, and I went and booted it straight back up again and just carried on playing. I thought, this game is amazing. This game is really clever.
Apparently, it was only made by like 6 people for a project.
It's pretty damn special. It's early access now, isn't it?
I believe so. Yeah.
I think it's like £8. I think it costs. A lot of people are saying it's very board game-esque, isn't it? And it's like apparently it's like Catan. Apparently, that was the Catan. I think it was. That people were saying it was.
I don't know what that is. So.
It's a board game. I've heard of Catan, I think, and I know it has like tile-based like sort of town building kind of thing that seems reminiscent of this. So yeah, it's strangely addictive. It really is, and it's so very chill. It's very chill. It's got nice chill music, and oh yeah, it was a very very good stream that I enjoyed of it. I've not really played it much this week just because I've not had time, but I often think about it. If this came out on Switch, I'd buy it immediately.
Yeah, I would as well.
I would love to just play it in bed before I go to sleep. Just lay in bed, just having a quick like game of it. It's pretty damn good. And say for £8, it's worth you anyone's £8 there. It's so good. And it's a strange name. The amount of times I had to explain to everyone, like, say, "Oh, what's this game?" And I'd say the name, and they go, "What?" It's like, what? Hang on, say that again. What? It's like it's such a strange name, and I don't know whether it's like a working title or something. Or is it? I actually don't know. It's a strange name.
I think it's German for
is it
nice home or something.
Ah, there you go. See, there you go. See, so there you go. That is.
Yeah, I learn things. I go out and find out things. It's something like that anyway. The translation.
That's nice then, at least. Yeah, I've played that, and like I say, it's one of the few games that I've played in a while that I kind of think I want. It seems like a game that I could just like if I'm not in the mood to play anything, but I want to play something, sort of game, you know. Mm-hmm. So I think it's like I don't need the high stress level of a game or like the intensity of a game. Certain games, like I just want something that I can just sit back, relax. There's no timers, there's no real stress to it, and it's like it's got some very chill music, and it's not like it's not
I
mindless.
like the music.
It's not mindless either. It's really not mindless. You kind of it's a puzzle game, so you kind of have to be switched on with it. You can't just mindlessly just click it and just put it anywhere else. You'll be going through games every 5 minutes, if that. Yeah, it's so very good, so very good. I'd heartily recommend
You're a
it.
fan then?
Yeah, it's good. It's so cool. What else have I been playing? We have continued to truck along on It Takes Two. I feel like it said I checked on how long to beat how long does it take to beat It Takes Two. It said 12 hours. I feel like we're 10 hours in now, and I feel like we're nowhere near finishing it.
Fair enough.
It's just it's just not ending, but it's so very good. It's such a good game. It continues to surprise me with new like puzzles, new environments, new scenarios that keep cropping up, new mini games that keep turning up, and yeah, it is. As it stands, I still think it is probably the best game I've played this year. Genuinely is. Yeah, it's such a fun game to play. I think it builds on what's it called? The previous one that they made, the prison one. Why is it escaping me? A Way Out. A Way Out.
Yes, Way Out.
Yeah, I think it builds on that so much. It's funny, it's charming, it's thoughtful at times, it's sentimental at times. It's very, very cool game with a nice story. And yeah, we'll finish that at some point, probably next week, maybe. Fingers crossed. I don't know. I feel like like I said, we've done at least 10 hours now, but it's just going. I feel like the story's kind of like wrap. I think it was like, what day was it? I feel like it was earlier in the week when I streamed it earlier in the week, and it gave us like, oh, here's the first piece of the paper that you get. You get, I think it's like 4 pieces of paper. It rips up a page in the book, and then he spreads the page somewhere, and he gives us the first piece, and I was like, that's the first piece. We've been playing for like 8 hours. I was like, it's a 4. How many pieces of this page is there? I was like, but we got 2 now. I got another one today. So, but that's the thing. I was like thinking, but we've done like 10 hours. How the hell have we've only got 2 pieces of this page? Sorry, it's crazy. But it's such a good game. I feel like Anna, you and Kev would have a blast doing it. I think like you would have a lot of fun playing that game. And you Sheepdog, I suppose, as well. You could get Mrs. Sheepdog to I think you could do local co-op with that as well. I think it's local co-op on it. You could play all on one screen. Very good game. Very, very good game. It does require co-op, like I say, but you only need to buy it once. Don't make
So can you play it on 2 different PlayStations, or would it have to be on the same PlayStation?
No, you can play it on two different PlayStations, because it's similar to A Way Out, where you'd get a friend pass, and then you can
what
send
I'm
that
saying
friend pass.
is, can you play it local co-op, or can you play
So
it?
I'm fairly certain you can do local co-op.
Right.
Because I think there's like an online play and a local play option. I think I saw on the main menu. You can do one or the other.
Okay.
Yeah, it's for me probably the best game I've played this year. I know it's early. It's out of April, but that's the game to beat right now. Let's put it that way. So yeah, the other thing that I have played, I haven't played tons of it, but it has intrigued me. I've got the new Monster Hunter game, Monster Hunter Rise, on the Switch.
Oh.
I buckled to pressure. On it because it's coming out to PC, and that is the obvious place to play it because it's going to look better, it's going to run better, everything about it is going to be better. But it's not coming out for over a year. And I was like, that's just a long time to wait for a game that I want to play now.
Yeah.
Especially when there's not a ton of stuff out there. So I got it on Switch, and it runs remarkably well, and it looks surprisingly good for a Switch game. It really does. So it is something similar. It's like Monster Hunter World kind of changed everything. It kind of like streamlined, it kind of revolutionised the way Monster Hunter games played, and it made it more accessible to people. Did you play Monster Hunter World, Anna?
I did a long time ago. It's
Yeah.
on the PlayStation Collection as well.
It is, yes, you're right, it is. I did notice that the other week when I was looking on there. But yeah, it kind of changed the way people see Monster Hunter. It became much more accessible to people. It wasn't like a whole horde of like tutorials and monotonous, like strange, like ways of playing. It became much more streamlined and easier to do and everything like that. This game is kind of like a half step in that direction. I feel like it's got the principles of World, but it kind of has it kind of has a step backwards a little bit towards more traditional Monster Hunter as well. But like I've not done tons of it. Like I say, I've probably been about 3 or 4 hours maybe. What I played, I was engaged in it. I was actually really enjoying what I was doing, and you get a palico, which is your pet cat kind of guy that helps you around and is like assists you with health stuff or whatever you want to set them to. And this time you also get a palamute or something like that, which is you get a pet dog as well. But they are big dogs. They're more like dire wolves than anything else. They are big dogs because you ride them. You ride the dog around. You have a mount basically in this game now, where you can chase after your monsters that you are hunting. You go into the map, you start hunting them, and then after a while they kind of go, "I'm getting out of it. I don't want to be involved in this fight anymore. I don't want to deal with this. I'm getting the hell beat out of me. We're not playing this anymore." So he just runs off, and you have to chase after him. And now you have a palmute. I think it's called a palmute or something like that. And it's a dog, and you ride it around, and your dog can drift. There's a drift button on. The dog has a drift button now. It's very cool. Very cool. You can drift around corners in it. It's so very cool. And there are like wire bugs this time. Wire bugs were in the game. What are wire bugs in the game last time? Something like that. They are. It basically makes it like they're like little bugs that you have. I think you have 2 to start with, and they're around in the world, and they become like grapple points. Like makes it like you have a grapple hook. You can like dodge efficiently with them. You can actually grapple onto the actual monsters at times. You can use them for like get up like ledges and up side of cliffs and stuff like that. You can do many things with these wire bugs, and they do. I don't think they were in World. They were really in World. Maybe they were. I can't remember now. It's so long, but it's a very very cool addition. I think, like I say, they've made some additions to the World stuff and gone back to more traditional Monster Hunter stuff in other ways. Yeah, I am enjoying it. I am enjoying doing it, even though, like I say, it does throw a lot of stuff at you at the beginning. But you can't. If you've played Monster Hunter, you kind of get it. You kind of get it already. You know what you're expecting. I'm I think I'm rocking the bow right now. I'm using bows, so I'm kind of like long range kind of thing, and just playing that way, trying to stay out of the way of monsters and just shooting from a distance. Having the palico and my dog just attack up close, and yeah, that is a lot of fun. I'll continue to play it because it's a massive game and it's got multiplayer stuff in it. There's tons of multiplayer stuff in it, so I'll probably end up playing co-op with some people at some point, just kind of learning my trade, upgrading my weapons, getting armors and stuff like that. There's all sorts of stuff in this game. It's a good game, good little game. I'm glad I've got it. Even though I'll probably end up buying it again when it comes to PC in 2022.
2022. Wow.
I know. That's when you say it like that, you're kind of like, that's so far away.
Decades.
It's
away.
not
Far
really.
away. I know. And it's not, but like in the grand scheme of things, you can either play it now or you can play it in at least a year's time. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
it's so far away. But yeah, that is your lot from me today.
Excellent stuff. The one other thing that I've been doing, which I haven't mentioned, but I think it counts as a game, I've got the Panini Euro 2020 sticker album, and I'm having lots of fun now, filling in the app that allows me to track exactly what percentage complete my album is, so that I can arrange online swapping, which is really, really cool.
That's amazing.
Don't encourage him.
That's kind of revolutionary for the sticker world.
Yeah, absolutely. Because you can't really swap in person at the moment, can you? Because
What, did you just post them up to
COVID
someone?
and all that. Yeah.
Huh. Interesting.
So that's how I'm occupying my time. But other than that, I'll wrap things up so I can get on to getting my app up to date, so I know what stickers I've got. I'm halfway through my album, and I've got 248 of my stickers yet, 36%. I've got the other half of the album to go through that I'm tracking on the app. It's all looking good, boys and girls. I've got lots of stickers. And it only costs £90, so, you know, bargain.
Ouch.
Yeah, he's a scoundrel for it. Aren't you,
For an app?
Kevin?
It's a business... No, for the massive box of stickers
right.
I bought.
Okay.
It's a business expense, it's fine. So, Twitter is MGUK Podcast, or you can follow me everywhere on the internet at Lelujo.
And you can follow me either at RB6K or at Sheepdog6K. Just try them both.
And you
I
can
won't.
go. You can follow me at Pab1986 on Twitter and Twitch.
And we'll see you next week, boys and girls.
Have a good week.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening, folks.